Hello there folks, TaterCat here. Today I'm going to try to do a little bit of a different format when it comes to my manga reviews. So instead of doing like per volume, I'm just going to do it as a whole because there's a lot of manga I actually read online, like a lot, versus me having physical copies of things. I would love to have physical copies of everything I have, but I don't, so that is what it is. I will be covering Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. It follows the story of a pair of siblings named Tanjiro and Nezuko Kamado. Nezuko got turned into a demon, so it's the whole adventure of trying to find a way to turn her back into a human. I remember the reason why I started getting interested in Demon Slayer to begin with was all the stupid Nezuko memes that were running around at the time when the anime was still running through the first season. I watched the first episode and it's so fucking depressing. Basically the gist is Tanjiro is the oldest son of a family of charcoal makers, and since the father has died, he's basically become kind of the head of the household, where he's basically responsible of going down that freaking ridiculous mountain because they live up in the mountains because, you know, they're charcoal makers, they need wood. He goes down to the village, he sells his charcoal, and then he takes this long trek back up, except one day I guess he stays in the village too long and this world is plagued with demons, so at night it's very dangerous to roam around. So he has to stay in the village overnight, and when he gets back home, his entire family's been massacred. The only one who is even remotely alive is his sister Nezuko, so he tries to run down the mountain with her on his back to get her to the village so she can get medical treatment. Well, unfortunately she wakes up, and it turns out that she has been turned into a demon and starts attacking him because demons eat people. That's how they get stronger. It becomes very clear while he's trying to fend her off that Nezuko is conscious enough to know that is her brother and she does not want to be attacking him. So he's trying to keep her off and trying to get her to snap back to her senses. Well, while that's happening, a demon slayer pops up named Giyu Tamioka, and, you know, he just sees a demon attacking a kid. He goes, okay, need to kill this demon because that's my job. Tanjiro tells this guy, no, she hasn't killed anybody. There's no blood on her hands. She hasn't eaten a single person. Don't kill her. She's not going to hurt anybody. So Tomioka's just like, I don't believe you, you're just upset because this is your sibling. So Tanjiro starts trying to get Nezuko away from him because he has her and is just gonna plans to just lob her head off and end it, because that's how you kill demons in this world. And at some point, Tomioka knocks Tanjiro unconscious. Nezuko breaks out of Tomioka's grasp and just shields him, so because she's afraid that Tomioka's gonna hurt him. And Tomioka's just like, what are you doing? And kind of thinks to himself, maybe this kid's right, maybe she isn't going to hurt anybody. He basically puts a spell on Nezuko. She has that bamboo muzzle thing, and leaves a letter to Tanjiro saying that he needs to go and find Tomioka's mentor, Urokodaki. So that's what he does. And then he trains with Urokodaki, becomes a demon slayer, so he can continue to find a way to turn Nezuko back and the demon that turned her into a demon to begin with, which is, he finds out, is Muzan Kibusuji, who's the big bad guy of the series, and he looks like Michael Jackson. That's also one of the memes that's just, it's funny because he does. So since I got caught up with the anime, and the next part of it, the movie, isn't going to be out until next year, I decided to just go and binge the manga, because what the fuck else am I gonna do? I wound up binging this series. I would have burned through it faster, but unfortunately, staring at a computer screen and reading things for too long gives me eye strain because I need glasses that I can't afford. So that's fun. It's been a long time since I've torn through a series that fast, where I actually just wanted to keep reading because I wanted to know what was going on. I love this series. It's easily become one of my favorites, and it's been a long time where I've actually been able to just say, yeah, I love this series. Like, Jesus, this series is sad. It is so fucking sad. This series made me cry so many fucking times. So many people have these fucking sad backstories, and then just everything is sad all the time. Not all the time, but there's so much sad in it. Everyone has sad backstories, including the demons. While the fights are going on, you're just like, God, these demons suck, they can go to hell. And then they're dying, and they think of what it was like when they were human, and you're just like, oh, you're a very sad and tragic person too, just like the people that are slaying you. Yay. Fantastic. One of the reasons I think why I love this series is just because I love Tanjiro as a person. He is just such a pure and wholesome person, but at the same time, he's also just like very determined and hardworking. He's not a pushover. I guess he's used to busting his ass and having to take care of people and protect people and all that because, he basically has to massively help out. He had to massively help out with his family after the father died. But even after he slays a demon, he still has compassion enough to remember these were once human beings. They must have suffered just like we have. Which he's right, most of them have. I'm actually surprised at how many characters in general that I like of this series. Out of the main three, there's Tanjiro, there's Zenitsu, what's his name? Zenitsu Agasuma, and Inosuke Hashibira. Since Nezuko, for the majority of the series, can't really talk or anything, she does have some personality, but it's really muted, so I can't really give an opinion on her. She's cute. She can fucking rip you a new one. I can't give a strong opinion on her either way, because she doesn't have much of a personality for the majority of the series. You never really get to know what she was like as a person, because episode 1, she turns into a demon. What can you do? Zenitsu is he's okay. He's the obsessed with women and has bad self-esteem character. I'm pretty indifferent about those. It's okay, cool. I love the chaotic energy that Inosuke has. He's very entertaining to me. You don't get to interact with most of the Hashira or pillars. I don't know. Like in the manga that I read, it switched back and forth. I watched the dub of the anime, so they called them Hashira. I guess the translation is pillars, but you don't really get much interaction with them because they're introduced so late. You find out that Gyu Tomioka is one of the pillars. He's there. And you do get a touch of what Shinobu Kocho, the butterfly lady, you get a snippet of what she's like. Tanjiro gets a not very happy interaction with Saneme Shinazugawa, the wind pillar. He's not the friendliest person, but whatever. The others are Mitsuri Kanroji, Obanai Igeru, Gyome Himejima, Kyojuro Rengoku, Tengen Uzui Michiro, and Muichiro Tokito. So throughout the manga, especially since I'm reading through it, I found out which of the pillars I like the most. The first one that I'm incredibly surprised about, that I wound up liking so much, is Mitsuri Kanroji. the love pillar, just based on her appearance. I guess I shouldn't judge it like that. But looking at her originally and the short snippet you have of her in the episode she appears in, I thought I was gonna not like her, like at all. But I did. I wound up liking her a lot. She's really cute. Then there's Kocho. I think a lot of people like her just because she's very sinister in a very cute form. Then Hyojuro Rengoku, because in the manga he's funny. I like him. I don't think it's a spoiler, but Inosuke likes to give characters stupid nicknames, and for Rengoku, Inosuke refers to him as Googly Eyes, and honestly, it's kind of fitting. Even including Rengoku's personality, just Googly Eyes seems to fit him perfectly. And the other favorite one that I have is Muichiro Tokito, the little unassuming one that seems to be constantly aloof about everything. Out of the pillars, honestly, I like all of them, I do. But the one I'm most meh about is probably Tengen Uzui. He's meh. He's okay. He's not terrible. Like, I don't hate him at all, just in general over all of the other ones. I think his shtick in general is just meh. The arc in which he is involved is really cool, and a little weird, but I'm looking forward to seeing that being animated. That's gonna be interesting. So would I recommend the series? Yeah, I would. I'm very picky about shonens, especially series from Shonen Jump. I'm not shitting on any of them, but shonens very much kind of fall into the same archetypes very easily, and at least to me, Demon Slayer is a little different than that. I'm not trying to argue that it's the best series ever. If you're not into it, that's totally fine. But I wanted to give it a try, and I'm glad that I did. So, just can only say it's one of my favorite series. If you want to give it a try, I think it will be time well spent. That's about it. Like, subscribe, and all that noise. I will see you in the next one, folks. Later.